Hi everyone, welcome back to day 6 of my 25 days of Christmas. If you have not been keeping up over the last couple of days, I am doing a new project every single day for the first 25 days of December leading up to Christmas. So the goal is really to give you lots of inspiration, different projects with different materials, different stamp sets, different paper, all of that kind of stuff, to inspire you to use what you have, purchase a couple new things that really catch your eye, and really have fun during this holiday season crafting and creating new projects. Before we jump into it, I just wanted to remind you or let you know in case you've never been here before, you can purchase all of the products that I'm going to be sharing with you guys 24/7 just by going to littlemooncreation.stampinup.net. You can also check out littlemooncreation.com, which is just my website, to see the past videos, details on this one. If you want to see like exact paper sizes and product numbers and all of that good stuff, that is the place to go. So let's jump into today's project. So for today, very similar to what I did on day 1, I wanted to take a stamp set or a bundle that doesn't scream like Christmas or holiday and show you how you can really transform it into the holidays. This is really showcasing this amazing Plush Poinsettia designer series paper that we have. Well, it's like vellum paper, but it's also showing you how you can take the Peaceful Moments stamp set and these Stitch So Sweetly dies and use them together, which is not something that screams Christmas, at least not to me, and create a really pretty Christmas card. So let's jump into it. I gotta move some stuff out of the way. So like I said, this one is really easy to do, and it's really featuring the designer series paper. What we are going to be doing is stamping our little sentiment here. This is just a piece of Whisper White, and I opted to use the sentiment that says, "Wishing you happiness this special day will bring." It's definitely more on the birthday side of things. I would say it's definitely more of a birthday sentiment, but it doesn't have to be a birthday sentiment. And even if you take it and you feel like it does have to be a birthday sentiment, there are plenty of people that have birthdays during the holidays. And so this would be a really fun card to give to somebody whose birthday is around Christmas or sometime in December or something like that. So I'm using Old Olive. This is Old Olive, right? Yes, Old Olive ink. And I'm going to go ahead and just stamp that sentiment right here onto this little scrap of Whisper White that I have, just like that. That is all the stamping that we are going to be doing for today. This is, like I said, a really quick and easy card that doesn't take much time at all. I'm now going to take these 2 dies from the Stitch So Sweetly dies, and the smaller one I'm going to be using to cut out my sentiment, and then I also have a scrap here of Real Red that I'm going to be using to cut out the larger one. So I'm going to grab my cut and emboss machine and my plates, and set that down. Set this one down and make sure our sentiment is nice and center, and then put this one down just like that. Slide down that top plate and crank them through. Okay, honestly you guys, that's pretty much the hardest part about this. Everything else is super easy. So we have our 2 die cut pieces, and we'll put everything else off to the side. I'm actually going to put these 2 off to the side for just a second as well. So I'm going to grab my little piece here of the Plush Poinsettia designer series paper. I also have here a piece of Real Red cardstock, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking this vellum sheet, and I'm going to be putting it onto this onto this piece of Real Red. A couple things that I will just say before I do this. So one, I do have a block handy because I'm going to be using my fine tip glue pen to adhere these 2 together. Because this is vellum, I'm going to concentrate my glue onto the areas where it has this like felt kind of texture. I'm going to be putting my glue there so that it will hide it a little bit. It's not going to hide it completely. You may still see some of the glue, but it really helps to put it in the areas that have the little design on it. So I have just a clear block. This is the E size block. This is the largest block that I keep like right next to me and handy. So I'm going to glue this down, and then I'm going to set the block on top to really help adhere the two pieces together. I'm also going to be putting the vellum piece on top of my Real Red cardstock for right now while I'm gluing this, because it helps me see where I want to put my glue. So just a couple of quick little tips for you guys. And then I'm going to just start gluing. So I'm not worrying about putting glue everywhere. For the larger pieces, I am going to put quite a bit of glue just so that I try to make sure that this is super, super adhered. But really what I'm focusing on is the pieces on the edge. Because if something is going to lift, it's going to be your edges. And so you really want to make sure that you get glue on the edge as much as possible so that it will stick down really nicely. See, and I got quiet because I was concentrating. So then I'm going to go to the center and just find a couple pieces that I feel like would be good to have some glue. And I think that's going to be good. So now I'm just going to flip this over, and I'm going to center it on top of my piece of Real Red. Just like that. That looks good to me. And again, I'm going to stick my block down. I'm going to kind of put my block down on one half, and then because it's not large enough to cover the entire thing, I'm going to stick my hand down on the other half and kind of just press it down like that. And then I'm going to just scooch this off to the side just for a second to give that some time to make sure it's nice and adhered. And we can come back to our little die cut pieces. I'm going to be using my Stampin' Seal Plus for today, and I'm going to just put a little bit of that on the back of the Whisper White piece. Put this down, onto that Real Red piece. Center it on there so it's nice and pretty, just like that. Give it a nice little rub on the back to make sure it's really nice and secure. And by now, these two pieces should be secure enough to handle them. It really doesn't take much time at all for that to get nice and secure with that fine tip glue pen. So now what we are going to do is I'm going to be taking this old olive ribbon. This is from the All the Trimmings. I want to say it's like a ribbon combo pack or something like that. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to do 3 ribbons going across. So the way that I'm going to do this, you may waste a little bit of ribbon, but it really helps for somebody that has a slight bit of OCD like I do. It helps make me feel like I'm really getting all of this stuff nice and straight. So because I'm doing 3 ribbons, I want to start with the one that's right in the middle. And I'm going to just make sure that it's nice and center. And then I'm going to adhere the tail to the back with just a regular old piece of Scotch tape. Forgot to grab my ribbon snips, so let's grab those. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this taut across the piece. I'm going to fold it, or I'm going to put it along, and then I'm going to come up and do once I'm going up. And this is where you may be wasting the tiniest little bit of ribbon. First, make sure that your first strip is on there nicely, nice and straight. And then do this one nice and straight, pull it onto the back, and then I'm just going to go up and go there. So now I feel like those are really, really even on my piece. So I can flip this over, hold it down, get another little piece of Scotch tape, tape those down, cut it off. And there's that. And I only joke about like wasting a little bit of ribbon. You're not really wasting any ribbon. And it helps make sure that it's center so you don't have to do it a bunch of times. And then you would be wasting ribbon. So now let's take our card base here. This is Old Olive cardstock. I'm going to, again, use my Stampin' Seal Plus. I'm using Plus because there is ribbon on the back of this. So because there is that little bit of dimension, I really, really, really want to make sure that it's nice and secure. Ooh, and apparently I want to make sure that I get some snail, oh my gosh, some seal on my desk. Can't believe I just said that. And then I'm going to adhere this down onto my card base. just like so. I'm then going to take our little sentiment here, flip that guy over, and I'm going to use some dimensionals, and I'm running out of dimensionals, so I don't know that I'm going to be able to go dimensional crazy like I normally do. Oh yeah, we have enough. I know, I get people that tell me like, Lindsay, you don't have to use that many dimensionals. I know. I would rather my project be secure and it doesn't like sag in the middle. I'd rather just feel really nice knowing that my project is in really good condition and was put together really nicely. And dimensionals aren't that expensive. They're only like, I don't even know. You can get a bunch for like $7 or something. And then the last little thing that I want to do is I'm going to take another piece of ribbon, and I'm just going to do this with it attached to the spool. You can cut it if you feel like you want to cut it. I just do it like this because it's easy for me to do. And I'm just going to make a little bow. This ribbon is actually very, very easy to work with. I really, really like it. It also comes in red. I don't remember off the top of my head the shade of red, but it also comes in red and it has a little gold trim on it. Super, super pretty. Now that I have my little bow, I'll cut my tail. I'm going to I'm going to grab a glue dot and my take your pick tool, so I can, anytime that I do bows, and here I'll zoom in a smidge for you guys to see. So anytime I do bows, I take my take your pick tool and I just kind of fold over my glue dot so that it's nice and small. And then I take my glue dot and I stick it to the back of my bow. And then down onto my project. Just like that. So pretty, so easy to do. And then you can kind of play with it. I'm going to cut these just a smidge shorter, just like that. And let me zoom out so you guys can see. Move all this stuff out of the way. I guess we should fold it, right? Get that nice crease going on there. And ta-da! That is our really, really pretty, quick and simple card for today. So I really hope you guys enjoy this one. I did want to show you, I also did another version. So again, if you wanted to take this exact same concept, basically the exact same materials, and do it something completely different, you could make something like this. So I did the exact same thing. This is the Plush Poinsettia Designer Series paper. This is Magenta Madness, I believe, and mint macaron. This is a mint macaron ribbon. Same sentiment. I didn't do 2 layers here. I just did 1 layer, but you could do 2 layers to kind of step it up a little bit. But very, very, very similar and completely different look. Right? Completely different look. So this is really a concept that you can take and kind of change it up for whatever occasion you have, and make it work as best as it can for you. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. As I was mentioning, you can purchase all of the products that I've shared with you guys today 24/7 just by going to littlemooncreation.stampinup.net. The coordinating blog post, which is the first link in the description box below, has a bunch of information on exact paper sizes and item numbers and all of that stuff in the event that you are interested in recreating this or ordering some products for yourself. Whoa, I was talking too fast. I started choking. Or what I was going to say was you can visit littlemooncreation.com and see all kinds of fun stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed day 6 of my 25 days of Christmas. Make sure if you've missed the previous days, you go back and check those out, and subscribe and follow me on all the socials so you can see all of the fun stuff that I have coming up for the next few days. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!